Hi friends, welcome to Magic Mustache Math. I am Miss Cosmos and we are looking at topic 11.1 homework, and this is page 167 in your additional practice workbook. So as always, Miss Cosmos always just likes to do the even numbers. So we are going to be looking at 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I like to do the assessment practice check-marked questions on the back. Okay, so for number 2, write a decimal and a fraction for each grid. Looking at number 2, I have all 10 of these filled in, so this is a whole. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 filled in over here. So this could be 1 8/10, or if I want to make this into not a mixed number and I want to actually have it as just a fraction, 10 tens would be 1. So I'm going to add 10 to my 8 up here, making it 18 tenths. And then if I want this as a decimal, I'm going to have my decimal here. I know that I have a 1. And then right here in the tenths place, my 8. So 1.8, 18 tenths, or 1 and 8 tenths would all be correct for this representation on number 2. For number 4, shade the grid for each fraction and write an equivalent decimal. So if I have 1/10, well, this is broken up into hundredths, but if I had them just as 10, I know that I would shade in this part right here, because then this would be 1 out of 10 rows, or columns, I'm sorry, that would be shaded in. And the decimal for this would be represented as just 0.1, because the 1 is in the tenths place. Okay, for number 6, 8 tenths. And the same thing, I'm just going to shade in 8. I'm going to pretend like this hundredths is broken up into 10 columns, and I'm going to shade in 8 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have 8 of my columns shaded in, and if I'm writing this as a decimal, I have my decimal, and remember I'm going to put my 8 in the tenths place, so it's just to the right of my decimal, 0.8. Number 8. Write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, so if I'm writing an equivalent fraction and I want my denominator to be 100, I'm just going to add a 0 here, and because I added 1 there, I'm going to add 1 up top. So I end up with 150 over 100. Turn the page, we're going to look at number 15. Select all the numbers that are equivalent to the part of the grid that is shaded. Well, first thing we got to do is figure out how much of our grid is shaded. Well, we have our hundredths grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means I have 70 out of 100, which is the same as 7 over 10. So let's see. I've got my 7 over 10 right here. That's correct. 70 over 100. That is correct. 0.7. Okay, now we've got some decimals. So let's figure out. If I'm looking at this, this fraction here, 7 over 10, I know that I need my 7 in the tenths place, which is the first place value to the right of the decimal. So I have 0.7, that is correct. 0.07, that's not correct. That would be 7 hundredths, and my equivalent fraction is 70 hundredths. This is not correct. 0.70. This is actually correct because I have, if I'm doing hundredths, if I'm going to the hundredths place, 70 is right here, 70 hundredths. Or if you're looking at it another way, the 0 doesn't really matter. It's just a placeholder. So really, this is the same thing as 0.7. You could just get rid of that 0 and it wouldn't really matter. So these 4 are all correct for this grid. Now, number 16. Which fraction and decimal represent the shaded part of the grid below? So all you've got to do, first thing, is to figure out how much of your grid is shaded. We know that this is broken up into 100, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are totally shaded, so this is 80. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 85 out of 100 that are shaded. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, 8.5 and 8 with 5 over 10. This can't be correct because even though it looks like the same numbers up here, what this is actually saying is that you had 8 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you had an additional 5 out of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not correct. It's not correct for this representation here. We didn't have any holes. This is just a fraction or less than 1. So let's see over here. 85 over 100. Oh, look, that's exactly what I've got right here. Or 0.85. So if we're doing this as a decimal, I know that I have 100 on the bottom, so I'm going to have to go to the 100ths place, or 2 spaces to the right of the decimal. 1, 2. And 85 will fit right there. So 0.85, this is correct. Right here we have 15 over 100, or 0.15. This is not correct. This is the exact opposite of this. This is what's left over, because see right here we've got 10 and 5. So this is not correct. And this is 85 over 10, which would actually be the same thing as this up here. We do not have that many holes. That is incorrect. So the correct answer is B. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me for Magic Mustache Math Homework. I will see you next time.